Well, sourdough's one thing, and I love hearing about it. Boy, we're going to continue to hear about that sourdough. The only thing sour around here are FaZe Clan, and they have spoiled that of Big on the first map of this series. Nuke looking well here for the Big Squad, Berlin International Gaming Team, known as Big. 16-4 FaZe against, or excuse me, on Nuke. This is not really what I signed up for this morning, not really what we all kind of woke up for to watch, but overall, if you're a Big Clan fan, you are definitely screaming and shouting in this moment. You gotta feel good. Welcome back, everybody, to the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. I have Maniac, I have Pimp with me. We're ready to talk a little bit more about why this was such a blowout and where the hell is FaZe Clan.
There was only one team of that server, Maniac, and that was Big Clan. They were by far the better playing team here throughout the entire half. They even started on the T side on Nuke, right? And you think to yourself, all right, FaZe Clan, Nuke, you're starting on the CT side. You have a chance of actually getting into this series, maybe even stealing a map pick away from Big Clan. I even posed the question, Big Clan maybe should have picked Inferno instead of Nuke, and I guess I'm ashamed of myself because I shouldn't have said that. Big Clan won the opening duels 16-4. They had an absolute stunning T side, constantly bullying the yard area, Maniac. I don't even know what to say. FaZe Clan looked like a bunch of noobs, right?
Oh, okay. I wouldn't go that far. No, listen, it's one of these scenarios where I'm not going to just talk smack about FaZe. I'm going to focus on what Big did correctly, because I think this was one of the most accomplished T-side I've seen in a long, long time. The calls, in general, were close to perfect. They outmaneuvered FaZe so many different times, and I'm talking about calls from the get-go at the beginning of the round, and I'm talking about mid-round decision, as in sneak through the vents with 3 players without anyone realizing. So you had that point, and then the other element was FaZe, they lost a couple of duels that were 50-50, the type of duels that can actually decide the round, where they have a way back in, but someone just misses a shot. And just to talk about Yard, yes, it must hurt to be Nico right now, because they really did you in a bad way. They did all the way they could to you.
It did you in a bad way, and that, I mean, that's an interesting way to put it, but you're right. Now, the funniest part about all of this is the winner of this best of 3 is going on into the grand finals. They're going to play G2. So this next map is pretty damn important. Perhaps we just start talking about it, because there's not much to reflect back on the first one, is there? Jacob, actually.
No, I don't think so. I think Mirage is going to be a different story, though. I think FaZe Clan, and I'll say it again, they look like a bunch of silver players against Big right here. There was a big disparity in the level of gameplay. I don't expect that to continue coming into Mirage. I'm pretty sure FaZe is well aware that there was a terrible performance by them. They're going to hang up themselves, and they're going to play much, much better on Mirage. We saw it yesterday what they can do, especially Brokey and Bemes were the 2 great performing players. And normally, let's be honest, normally you look towards Rain, you look towards Cold Zero, and you look towards Nico when you look at the FaZe Clan lineup, especially on a map like Mirage. I think Nico is one of the best Mirage players in the world. So if he's stepping it up today and Bemes and Brokey continuing the trend from yesterday, FaZe Clan is having a much, much better chance of winning against Big Clan. I don't know. I just don't know what to say after that Nuke showing, because that was just, it was just Big Clan playing some of the best Counter-Strike we probably have ever seen them play at this level.
And you got to wonder, Maniac. I'm looking at this. I'm seeing, first kills going on the way of Big 16-4. Well, weirdly enough, that's the scoreline overall. Obviously, first kills are keeping Big ahead of the game of FaZe. Are we expecting a little bit of that here on Mirage?
Well, I have to echo Jacob's sentiment here. I think FaZe will definitely be more ready. You could see on Nuke many different times where FaZe were actually surprised. We've seen Surson go through the Molotov outside, get the duel with the AWP. We've seen kills coming in from the door side, and it felt like FaZe went one step behind. They were almost always surprised at what was happening. I don't expect that to be the case on Mirage, so the opening kills, just like the results, should be closer. But, they have the people they need in Big Clan to do that. I think Surson is extremely strong in the entry fragging department with the AWP. Now, is he going to have the same impact? If you're a FaZe fan, you have to hope that's not going to be the case.
I think if you're FaZe, you're looking at this and you're hoping Bemis comes alive like he did yesterday, right? Because going into Mirage, yes, it's your pick. But yes, yesterday we saw and felt a much more dominant FaZe. We're going to go to a break first, though. We're going to come back. We have the second map of this consolidation best of 3. Again, if Big Clan win here, they move on into a grand final, a best of 5 against G2. We're going to find out, though. Don't adjust that dial. Don't change the channel. And you know what? We'll be right back after this.
Hi there. I'm at the top of a mountain right now, tuning in to catch this game, Hugo. But I'm hoping you're doing good. Big, they really bought the heat, and I can use all the heat I can get right now, my friend. What are you feeling as we get ready to head into Mirage?
I'm just wondering if you climbed inside of a bear carcass yet, or a horse carcass actually. A horse carcass actually works a lot better, like full Revenant.
That's
kind of the vibes I'm getting with your jacket. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, I definitely have Hugo. And Mirage is where we look to end up next. Now, this is a nice little sunny retreat in comparison to where we just were and where I find myself right now. Mirage, the map pick of FaZe. They've got to get off to a rip-roaring start here to try and right their wrongs from nuke.
It's going to be a difficult one for FaZe Clan, but it is their pick, so you've got to assume that they are feeling confident to make this a 3-map series, Dust being the finale. And if we get there, FaZe have a very good shot at it. So it's just about getting through this one. Fast play out A, BMAS leading the charge. FaZe with only one smoker just going into the site. They've cut off that connector, they've cut off Santares, and it's going to be Big falling back to play for retake. They don't have a kit though, they weren't ready for this one. And a grenade going in with little results. Bigger 5-on-5 in the retake with only util.
Their aggression here into the jungle. coldzera is also lying in wait over in Palace. FaZe, they've kind of got all their bases covered here. This should be a very tricky round for Big to get back into. Keto has put up one, but wrapping in through CT is Brokey. And at this point, FaZe, they are everywhere, man. Like, if you're Big, I don't know where you're meant to be aiming at this point in time. Oh, Tabson gonna nail a shot on a Brokey, looking for the follow-up. Both these players are very, very low. And so Big, they decide to just write this one off. They get out of their phase. They're going to find the pistol here as they get off to a good start on Mirage.
Yeah, exactly what they needed right there. But I'm surprised Big make that even close, to be honest, given the positions they had, given the fact that, you know, FaZe got a bomb down and great post plants and players at range playing the bomb, not just getting stuck in the site. And Big, they're going to force here. FaZe full rifles in the second. I like this. They know that Big are going to invest here, and they want to just keep things as clean as they can. They don't want to allow Big to win this force buy. Bam-ass pistols and a scout on Searson. Big just waiting in the wings here. FaZe about to burst middle with 2 outside ramp. It's looking like an A split by my standards. Searson, though, not going to let them split any site. He's going to split them in 2. That's a good shot. BMAS couldn't see him, and an advantage going the way of Big. Nice and early on. He even gets away with his life as well. So no punish, no trade from FaZe, but they still have this A site in mind.
They throw in all this utility, but no one's committing behind it. They'll actually fall on out of this position. Rain gets out into mid, and this is where FaZe are grouping up now, looking to hit B. But Tabson catches Brokey at short side. Rain has gotten out, but he quickly ducks back in through this smoke. And FaZe, this is a scary place to be, right? You've been denied all this territory, and now you're trapped on catwalk just fighting for survival. There's a boost going down up on the catwalk, and that allows Antares to delete coldzera while Keto deals with the players in connector. The force buy from Big gives the immediate response here, and it's a clean force buy round at that to make matters even worse. It's not like one of these forces where, you know, you just scrape by, you keep like 1 or 2 players alive. No, you get out of that round with 4 weapons here for Big, and this is now a great spot to be in, because if these force buy wars do continue, like say it goes back and forth, usually that starts to like lean in the advantage of the T's, because buying up is that much cheaper. There's things they can do to generate extra money, such as getting that bomb down right. And so, you know, as it goes back and forth, it's very common to see, like, if FaZe were to win this round, they would have a buy that would be like incredible. Meanwhile, Big would be just kind of strapped for cash if they didn't have many players surviving. And now, thanks to having, you know, 3 players still around that $2,000 mark, if this force buy war continues, you're still feeling good. If you're Big, you're still able to bring rifles into those rounds instead of pistols and armor. And that's, you know, like, that's a good case even if FaZe win this force buy. And that's like clutching at straws. That's a great dig from Cole to find a man advantage by nailing Searson. Big now aren't too keen on taking these fights. They're just going to set this crossfire up in mid. You'll see that bomb rotating back into T-spawn. FaZe setting up for an A play. And Big, they do only have 2 players here.
They're not planning for failure, Harry. Despite that man advantage going the way of FaZe, Big is still feeling it in this one. 2 AKs and kits for the retake this time. couple of flashbangs as well can make all the difference in these hectic moments. But yeah, Big, if they lose this opening kill, if FaZe get another 1 league out ramp right now, this is going to be a very difficult round. So Big need to nail their shots. That's all this is going to come down to, at least in the execute. One man lurking mid. BMAS can come through connector. No one's watching it. Tabson's got to turn around and deal with that man, but BMAS has taken him down, and Tabson only found one from the stairs. Keto looking to stop the bomb. With that smoke, he can just hide here at triple. He can wait for them to get close. They are pushing into the site. The plant's coming through. This push through the connector, but the cover is there from Cold. His second dig from the Palace, and the retake on. A man down for Big. They've never been able to trade back favorably, and Cold, oh dear, he's making this one scary. Xantares trades. The flash is good. No one fights off the back of it, and Tizian has cover to put Cold down low. Still a chance here for Big. They need to force a peek though from FaZe. No reason to move until this bomb has been tapped, so Tizian will get on it. And oh dear, no one's watching the ramp. This looks like a FaZe round through and through. Even without the guns, Big are going to have to chase them down, and that they've done this just enough time. They will get the round. FaZe were doing a really good job of stalling there, and I thought Big were just going to lose it to the clock, but chasing down the kills, pushing in the face of FaZe, and finding the defuse to keep the lead.
I watched it on the replay, and I hope that it in slow motion would like give me more of a view of how he just nails that shot immediately. But no, it didn't. It didn't help. Honestly, Cold's just something else. Not enough to win you the round though, if you're FaZe, and you're gonna be pretty devastated about it. They set up to go for this B play, but Big, they're seemingly one step ahead here. They've got 3 players over at the B site. One of them is even Searson on this AWP. Cold, I hate to tell you, mate, but you're not going to get delivered that jungle kill again. There's nobody in this position, even though he's waiting patiently for it. I like this decision from FaZe. They're just slowing right down. They're not feeling the urge to push these smokes, for example. They're just going to wait and set up for this B play later in the round. And unbeknownst to them, that's probably a great idea, as this might kind of, lead Big to over-rotate into some of these rounds, especially with Cold now getting spotted. Oh dear, Searson, he's seen a man, and the man that he saw was Nico with the bomb. However, that bomb's going to start to leave the apartments and now come back into the apartments. Nico can't decide if he's coming or going. And eventually, they'll decide to try and hit this B site. First player hops by. Missed shot from Searson. Nade hoping to follow up with some damage. The flash is good, and that's allowed these pistols to close the gap. Searson does get taken down. Nico's followed up with another. And oh dear, an AWP now in the hands of Rain. This round can spiral out of control. The B site has fallen. There was a 3-man stack here. And FaZe, they've come out of this with a man advantage, an AWP in their hands. And this is now a very tricky round for Xantares and Keto.
The classic boost as they both jump and no one crouches. Big, they do get a man up and above, but yeah, good luck getting back into this one. We always say an AWP in the post plant on an eco round like this is essentially a round win for FaZe. And Rain, man, he has like less than 10 AWP kills in his career. He found one yesterday in the same situation on B site Mirage, killing someone through a wall and a smoke. Well, right there, he dives into B. He picks up another one from Searson, who's unable to get anything done, and he finds another kill before handing it off to Nico. So Rain, apparently an AWP now. He's going to need to pick it up as Nico died to the bomb. But yeah, I mean, with shots from Big is the big thing, right, Searson? He has so much info ahead of time, but he's been spotted, and that's what I don't understand. He doesn't reposition, he doesn't try and move. When he sees Nico, Nico sees him, and so, yeah, Searson just stays in the same spot. FaZe jump over his crosshair, and he gets overwhelmed, he can't escape, and that AWP finds nothing. The triple B setup is not enough for Big, and their money is coming to a close here. This one has to be a win, or they'll be eco. Nice boost up for Xantares. He's going to go quick into the apartment, but FaZe are late to this one. They're holding a default of their own, spread out across the map. And with the AWP on Brokey as well, he's taking that towards the top of middle. Oh,
right? Okay.
Cool.
Searson has looked so dangerous on this scout. He is removed Raid in the opening segments of this round, and now FaZe in this 4-on-5, spreading out, looking to try and reclaim this advantage wherever they can. A deep app smoke is going to get thrown in. I will say this kind of like, now that you've seen this, if you're BMAS, you are going to expect the player to be close, right? Like with the smoke landing this deep, it's not uncommon to see CTs push up behind it. Keto throws that nade in, trying to give the illusion that they don't have a man in apartments, right? Because like FaZe, they're thinking like, or they want FaZe to be thinking, well, they wouldn't nade it if they don't have a man in apartments, right? The flashes go in, but guess what? They've got a man in apartments. Tizian gets that kill. And Nico's gone up through Catwalk in the meantime. This B play's coming in. Nico deletes Zantares, but there is still a threat here back in the site. It's Keto. One of the only M4s, or the only M4 still present in this round. He's trying to deny the plant, and he will find Cole. Now looking for a bit more, but Brokey gets the trade. That's him out of the apartments and into his site. The collateral for Brokey as he wins the 1v2. FaZe 3 on the board, and Brokey delivering with that big green gun.
Looking a lot better on this map, right? FaZe, they're starting rounds off with a man down and they're still converting them in post plants. Really good stuff from Brokey. He has just become better and better in this team as time has gone on and really fit into that AWPing role well. Clutcher as well, Pistol God, FaZe are full of them. And Big, well, they have no money. It's going to be a bit of a mid-rush. Flashes it in for FaZe. Good grenades back for Big, do some damage, but all that does is tell FaZe that Big are about to peek them. And so FaZe stick back and they wait and they hold as, well, what do the Big do? They peek them. This isn't really coming all too much of a surprise. BMAS coming in from lower. Should be able to drop a man in middle. That's a double peek with a quick dink from Zantares. He cleans it up with 2 off the P2K. No way he should be doing that. And BMAS will return fire, leaving Tizian alone in the apartment. There's a world where he kills Cold here, but timing is the question around it. And Cold's coming his way. This P250 is lethal up close. Only a dink, down to 6. Cold will survive.
Is sprinting into the lower tunnels with an AWP, and Tabson is also here. It's like a little bait and switch, because when you deal with Tabson, like you're anticipating that at the most he's the only guy in lower tunnels, and as they hound him down, oh no, that flash goes on in, and that looked like a team flash. I swear it was. Zantares not able to help out from the window, but this is where Searson comes into play. They're not expecting a second man here, and so Brokey just gets deleted at the first hurdle. Cold's error and BMAS in the 2-on-4. Gold gonna get out through Palace and spots the player back in CT. Taps Keto down, but Keto gets the kill. I don't know how he's managed to scrape that one past the keeper, and now it's BMAS in this 1v4. Over towards the stairs he goes, looking to try and navigate this clutch. He's dealt with the first man. Still 3 players to find. One of them is low. Mass has got to finish the job that Cold's error started. And while he does get that kill, Zantares swings immediately after for the trade. Big, they'll get that 3rd round on the board.
Yeah, really nice work from Big with the flashes, right? Constantly setting their teammates up. There were some blunders in there, of course, but by and large, going really, really well. And I love it how Tabson drops lower and just sets up util and support, and has support from Big, and is able to just basically play that position for kills, right? He's not worrying about staying alive till the end of the day. He's worried about just getting enough value, multiple kills from underneath middle. Big, they're going to find a 3rd. They've won the 2nd round after losing the pistol 5 times at DreamHack Masters, having lost the pistol round 13 times. Damn. Still pretty good at forcing. They got it in this map. And it's pretty standard to see on the CT side anyway, right? You don't really force on T side unless you get a bomb plant and you're feeling good about yourself. Right now, Big have got to be feeling great. That's a deep smoke. That's one FaZe like to use as well. We remember BMAS got 4 kills up in the apartments off the back of that smoke against Na'Vi. Well, Big are going to throw it, and maybe they'll go aggressive with it as well. Nico's clearing under with a smoke down. He's, got to be very, very aware, as Tapson was here last time. Big with a deep Molotov into B. FaZe are trying to push through the smoke, but on the other side of it is the Molotov, and so FaZe, nowhere is safe. Tizian is using their own trick against them, but Rain's so ready. He'll find him, and now it's a quick B play. Zantares needs multiple kills, or this will be a lost round here against FaZe. Nice stuff. Oh, he's got a 3rd. Quick tap for Zantares, bomb at his feet, and, well, this is a 3-on-2 with a lurk from Nico out lower. He's found results, but that bomb is still under the control of Big.
Yeah, Keto's been given precious time to come in on this flank. He's just going to hold his position, and Nico coming in through short side, likes to take this round back into the hands of FaZe. If he's able to best Antares, there's still a very good chance that FaZe find this round, but it all hinges on this one kill. Broky's throwing in utility to try and get Antares focused up towards the apartments. Keto is now continuing his aggression. He might have stopped for a moment, but with 30 seconds left, he's going to try and help Antares out. There's a smoke and apps. Antares is in such a rough spot. Like, if he manages to survive here, that's stellar in and of itself. Broky falls as Keto catches the timing. 20 seconds now, and this bomb is down on the platform. Nico is going to be hard-pressed to find anything here, and the nade solidifies it. The kill for Keto comes in, and Big, they're going to tie this one up at 4-4. With that round going their way, they've broken the FaZe economy, so there might be more to follow.
Oh, I just love the mind games there, right? No one wants to be the first to fall. No one wants to make a mistake there. Nico is being so just careful about B. He doesn't want to clear corners and start pushing in. He's waiting for the flank. He checks short. His teammate finally moves in. Keto, I mean, the play is on him, right? He kills the bomb player, or the player who's trying to pick up the bomb with a delayed flank that works wonders. And, you know, FaZe are ready for it. That's the worst part. Nico saw nothing in B, so you know, everything pointed to a B apps flank. But yeah, the patience on Keto is paramount, and it's kept Big in control of the money now. 4-4, ready to take the lead against Deegs. Or Deeg, singular, only on Rain. Glocks on the other 4. So only pain for FaZe in this round. Big are going to be the ones to dish it out in high supply.
Oh, that nade is brutal. It looks very appealing on the right-hand side of the screen. I like, you know, it would be cooler if BMAS was also tagged, like even lower than Rain. That would like please the aesthetic of the whole nature of this round, but I guess FaZe aren't thinking about that. Shame, really.
Yeah, come on, guys. Priorities. Right now, they're prioritizing the pace, or more the lack of pace. FaZe, they want to die eventually, right? You don't want to lose.
There we go. BMAS has done it.
Oh, what a legend. He's listening, but it's short-lived, Harry, and so are the rest of his teammates. Rain, nice Deeg. Or could he follow up? Rain can't get any more than one, but it's not a worry. It was the one weapon in the round for FaZe, and regardless, it's a big round. 5-4, up in the lead. More money for FaZe, and Nico can get that orb. He'll throw it over to Brokey, so armed and dangerous into this buy round. And, well, at least a competitive map here, Harry, right? Nuke was anything but FaZe are at least putting rounds on the board here on their pick.
See, FaZe are just holding on for aggression that isn't arriving in this round, right? They're waiting because Big, they have set like a bit of a precedent of being very willing to take these fights early on. And it's not in like a way where they're just pushing everything, right? They're not taking apps every round. They're not fighting mid every round. They're not taking ramp. But what they are doing is like they'll have this really calculated aggression where, you know, like two players will push an extremity, they'll play off of one another, and that's something they've done a hell of a lot on this CT side. So FaZe, they've just sat around for the first minute of this round waiting, hoping that that push comes in again and that this time they're ready for it. And Big haven't given anything over. They've just turtled up in these bomb sites. They're waiting for FaZe to be the guys to make the first move. And these set smokes rain into the A bomb site, but I don't know if this is the A commitment from FaZe. I think this is another one of these B fakes, and that does look to be the decision. They get down the catwalk, and Zantares, he almost gets caught lining up that Molotov. He's throwing it over here towards short side, but FaZe are already up and past it. Rain is very, very deep, but he's far deeper than anyone on Big is ready for. Tizian does get the trade, but it's still the round in the advantage of FaZe. Searson sniped it back into a 3-on-3. Tizian's getting pressured from everywhere. And Nico finds that kill. Searson now arriving with the AWP. Even denying the bomb plot is enough, and he gets that kill. Tapson, if he just hides, he wins the raw. No, he doesn't. coldzera, fast fingers, very, very nimble. Does get that. No, he doesn't. It looked like he had enough time. I thought he did. Literally must have been a millisecond off for Cold.
Oh.
He started planting as the timer ticked from 4 to 3, right? So it's like, I don't know, man. It was like 50-50. I thought he had it, but apparently not.
Yeah, I think he got shot while picking up the bomb, and that one, like, you know, when you get hit, you slow down. Maybe because he needs to get back behind cover. That 1 millisecond of him getting slowed down by the bullet could have made all the difference there, really. It's the little details for Big that pulled him over the line. And FaZe, I actually love that concept. I love that idea. But Big, not only didn't they, you know, move a single player, they still had 2 on B, but they actually rotated a third off of window. They've been playing passive mid, right? They haven't been playing window. They've been playing spawn with that AWP. So very fast rotation from a third player. Big was stacked on the right site at the right time. FaZe, they've got the ideas, just the execution is not always working out. Big, a terrifying team to play against right now. 3 on this A site. FaZe have gone elsewhere. They wanted to run out ramp, but it got denied by an early smoke, and immediately Tapson's begun a rotation. He's already 1 step ahead. There's only 1 man in B, so this is definitely a good call. As you know, as Antares is a bit away from the site, he's out on a limb in the ladder. But it's still going to look to end A, it seems. FaZe are coming in through connector instead with that bomb. Certainly not going to be an easy area to take, although it isn't being watched right now by a rifle. It's Searson in CT with the AWP.
Tapson taking all these fights down in middle. Does get bested by Nico's Deeg. But Searson is holding on from the cat side. Nico left alive with the AWP, and Centaurus doesn't give him any room to maneuver. Big, they'll take a 7th round. They get that one on the board. And now there's another reinvestment coming through from FaZe. While this was neck and neck early on, Big have started to pull ahead. And FaZe, they want to try and right these wrongs. They need to start to get some more rounds back under the FaZe banner at this point. We don't want to have another nuke situation on our hands.
It's kind of crazy that Big are doing so well, not because, you know, I don't think Big are good, but because of how well FaZe started this year, right? Like they looked so good back in RTR. They topped their group here in DreamHack 3-0 over Spirit Fnatic and Godsend. And I mean, obviously they fall to Big right at the start of the upper bracket, but they did grind their way through the lower bracket after that match, beating NIP and Na'Vi without too much of a hassle. And right now the biggest hassle is Big. So it definitely creates some question marks as to that G2 Big Grand Final, which is a likely possibility. Of course, a rematch, but this time a BO5 with a map up for G2. No matter who they face, they came flawless through the upper bracket. Nico starting off this round. He's found a pick in mid. Searson's gone down. Tapson wants to fight, but he's been smoked off, and there's a little gap. Not a very big one at all, and they might look at it as well. The jump up for Rain, Tapson's ready, and as that smoke fades, he can flash in for more fights.
Oh, Nico got lost in that smoke, though. Tapson never saw him, and Xantares is holding short side, but Nico is quite the foe to go against. The bomb is going back in through T-spawn, and so FaZe, they're looking to go into this A site very late into this round. There's a few things that could prove to be a bit of a problem, and that is that while this B fake is coming in and Big are going to fall for it, hook, line, and sinker, these players actually now go back into A to try and save. They're not looking to win the round anymore. Cold, luckily enough, swings out and just deals with them both in a matter of seconds. There was a world in which that gets a lot closer than it needs to be. If Big were looking to save and they had their guns out and were ready for that push, then they could have dropped the bomb and they could have won that round on the back of time. That's where you can rely on someone like coldzera to step on up, though. And he puts that 5th round on the board for FaZe. There's a reinvestment for Big in this round, but you'll note that it's pretty lackluster. There's an AWP and an M4, but that's really all there is to write home about.
Godly strategy from Nico, telling Nico to go kill, and Nico says okay. He gets 3, just running into B like a wild cat. Searson up above the stairs, dropping Rain. It's a Palace play with 3. Oh, it's posted, but it's not going to hit a shot. Tapson with 2 Deegs out of the Palace, and Brokey, he may have hit a return fire, but Bigger in a 5-on-1 now. Nico has been picked up in middle. Brokey trying to be a hero of this round. He's traded out the AWP. He knows there's so many targets. He can't afford to fire a 1-shot gun. He needs a lot of shots with this AK, and even more that maybe is doable. Big are surrounding him with a ramp flank from Keto. That's why they've tucked in. They're going to let Keto finish the job if the cross doesn't. Searson very close. Brokey crossing. He just can't find a fight right now. And Keto should be here to end it all. He is. That's Big with another round, keeping it clean, keeping it mean, and keeping FaZe keen. But right now, 5 rounds on this T side is not enough. And Big are looking to close out this half.
Oh, look away. It's not appropriate, is it? It's not safe for work, Tabson, what you're doing there. Ooh. So, FaZe do the least utility damage around.
Yeah, they like headshots, Harry. They have not got time for throwing grenades when you're too busy getting headshots. But right now, maybe they should diversify their portfolio. Big right now, they got all the bucks, they got all the rounds, and they are a map up as well in this series.
See, Hugo, I think any investor would tell you the best way to invest is to just stick all your money into one thing. And,
yeah, of course,
you know, if that's headshots, so be it.
FaZe, they've spent every single buck in this round to get those AKs out. Brokey, he'll take whatever shot he can with the AWP. Rain fast. I like this from FaZe. Time to switch up the pace. These slow rounds are not working, but Big are ready for it, regardless of your timing, Sis. And that's a nice little naughty double nade from Short and Con, putting Rain down to 30. Oh, Nico's gone as well. Rain, he's going to try and trade it, but Keto's here, flashed out, Rain blind. It's just excellently done by Big. They are masters of this CT side. Tabson hears everything at ramp. They're not going to check it. He gets one. Even if he dies here, it doesn't matter. There's so many more players on the A site. Searson waiting for that Palace cross. Ooh, there's a stairs jump. He sees the barrel, but Brokey misses the shot. Searson doesn't realize the cold is out on the barrel, but there will be a trade from Keto coming in late. And Big, again, just like it's never close. It's not coming down to clutches. It's not like FaZe are making Big work for these rounds. They're just starting them off with advantages and trading their way to wins. It's so well done.
Also, look at this utility usage, man. Every one of those kills that was coming through, the guy on the receiving end was full flash. Like nothing you can even do about that if you're FaZe. And this like calculated aggression from Big is just stellar. And in this round again, right, they seemingly have the read. They've stacked 3 players over at the B site. They've aggressed down ramp, and they've got the information that ramp is clear. They can leave Tabson here, and now they feel safe having, Searson, oh no. Oh, he's played a bit of a timing game. He's going to catch Brokey. Out through the window. He's still inside the site. He's still all good. He's falling back. Tizian raining shots in through the smoke. And what do you know? He finds Rain on the other side. Oh, Tizian, a second kill in the round. Still alive, still a threat. Xantares has his back and deals with cold. It's short. It's all on Nico. 1v4. He's looking for absolutely anything here. He lights up Xantares. Oh, and the follow-up onto Tizian. So still, maybe in with a chance. Nico, if one man could deliver a round from the clutches of defeat, it could be this one. Nico, wallbang damage, but not the kill. Tabson, that nade's done it. And once again, I'm having flashbacks. It's the nade at Car to end the round in favor of Big. 10-5 at the end of the first half of play. This is unreal. Big are looking so damn good right now. FaZe, they've got their work cut out for them if they want to bounce back. You're going to have to join us for the second half of play after a quick break, so don't go anywhere.
Tone of voice you're using there, resentment flowing down the line.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. We got big. We got better than that. We got that big FaZe game that you've all been looking forward to. And boy, a big delivering right now. They're in double digits, and that there is a big old number. 10-5 currently in their advantage. T-side underway. And early on, they're grouping up in Palace, which seems like the rightful place for these princes as they look to dethrone the A site hold. Now, 2 players from FaZe have gone aggressive at ramp. That's Rain and Nico. Cold's holding for this con push as well, but big. They're going to try and boost the man up into the window, and they do get him up into this position. Keto is already here, and he's beat Nico on the timing, but Nico able to flick back, does deal with Keto, and that's going to give away that there's a man in mid. Nico taps down another. Oh, Nico in with a third before he gets dealt with. Cold trying to tap down players at the cross, isn't able to find the shot, and so a bomb plant can be locked in here for Big at a bare minimum. Tabson lighting up these short players is given a 2-on-3 over, but Rain, remember this guy called Rain? He went aggressive at ramp at the beginning of the round. We haven't seen nor heard from him since. He's going to be able to blindside Zantares, who was not ready for that fight. BMAS deals with Tabson, and the defuse will come in. FaZe, they find this pistol round.
Yeah, lovely work from Nico. He just saved FaZe's tournament lifeline with that pistol round, right? I thought that was going to fall apart after Rain flanked past the Palace setup from Big. And Nico, great timing onto Keto in the window. And after he gets that kill, he realizes, well, that player didn't jump up silently. Cold would have, or jump up off the bench. Cold would have seen it. He was on cat, so there has to be another man. And he instantly finds a Searson in the connector. Then even swiveling for a third. Like Nico, just doing Nico things here on the A site. And it keeps FaZe in this game. Big, they have brought up, they've put everything into this one. Glils and AKs. It's pretty damn good for a team that lost the pistol, but flashes into mid. Oh dear, anything Big can do, FaZe can do too, and they will find 2 up middle. Searson with a trade onto Nico, but he's down low with no armor either. Player coming in from the lower area. That's Antares eating a nade. Oh, Brokey, 1 shot, that's all he got, and he's going to hit it as well. Down to 10, but Zantares is all that stands here in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, but Zantares is the kind of guy whose hair is too big to fit in the profile picture. So, you know, with that going his way, maybe there's still a chance for him in this round. He's creeping into this site. Now, there's still a man at car. That's BMAS, who should have this one dead to rights. Zantares is going to check it, and BMAS fires off a little too soon, gives up his positions, and Zantares now afforded a bomb plant, and this is where that damage done to Brokey earlier in the round can come in clutch. For Zantares, he looks for the kill, but Brokey's going to nail the shot. He actually dinked Rain on that peak. Both these players, 25 points of health between the 2 of them. A defuse is going to come on in for FaZe. And the weapons retrieved. They're giving Brokey time to go and grab the M4, and they'll get that defuse. So 7 on the board for FaZe. They beat the 4 spy from Big. They weren't able to do that back in the first half of play. So getting this conversion is huge for FaZe. They needed these rounds, and they're going to be delivered them.
Nice scout work from Brokey, and again, great flashes, great utility from FaZe, right? Something that Big were showing off to great success in that first half, just constantly blinding middle players and taking kills. And Big, it surely must be tempting to rebuy with how dangerous, how close that last round came. But if they want to be smart, they've got to play it safe, and that's exactly what Big do. Just save your cash for a rainy day and let FaZe get 8. Big, they still have a lead, and they will still hold it by 2 after this round, so not out of this one just yet. Going to very heavily rely on their rifle rounds, though. It's not like a game where Big 10-5 the half, but like Nuke, for example, where Big, dominant first half, win a pistol, and then suddenly you've just won the game off of that because it relies on a single rifle round for FaZe. That's not the case here. FaZe are going to be competitive. They're going to be able to fight back, but let's hope they don't get eco'd. Big finding a dig onto Nico. Ooh, Brokey getting tagged with a missed shot. And, well, Big are deep in B. They're also deep in Con, and they're going to back out of both. Leaving Keto in this position with the bomb coming up catwalk. It will be a B split here. Oh, FaZe are reading into it. They rotate Brokey's spawn side, but he doubles back. And Cold's pushed apartments. Perfect play for FaZe. They have a huge bit of real estate here as they just mow down these B push players. Zantares will trade, but he should know there's a second man here, and he does. players coming from the market, going to have a crossfire with that orb. There's nowhere to go for Xantares. He's walking into death on either side. Nice kill. The spray transfer. He's so fast. He won't hit the shot. Cold has to play retake, and Rain's coming in from the market.
Yeah, and it's the fact he doesn't know where Rain is. But that nade's given up the aim of the game. Cold might just catch the positioning here, might just catch the timing. As Xantares has looked away, Cold has pushed through the apartments. And Xantares goes for the fight, gets it. Oh, now down to the 1v1. And even has time to get the reload off. Oh, Xantares back up again. But Cole not able to deal the killing blow. Xantares gets it, and he gets the clutch. 4 kills in the round. And Xantares take a bow. You can see the smile on his face as he gets closer to that monitor. Every inch closer he gets is an extra kill in the server. My goodness, this was 1v4 as he manages to get this one through the net and in for big. I don't know, man. This is unreal.
Yeah. Cold could have traded that kill, Harry. Cold could have traded the kill into Rain. Xantares was wide in order to find Rain in that position. That's why the setup was good for FaZe. But I think Cold, because Xantares transferred last time after he got another kill and he sprayed Cole's position, Cold didn't want to walk into some random spray transfer, and so he doesn't swing. But if he did swing, he would have closed the round. And there was nothing that Xantares could have done about it. Instead, it's just a game of cat and mouse that as Xantares eventually wins. And I said, let's hope FaZe don't get eco'd. Well, they've been eco'd, Harry. Oh no, this could just end them here. As Big, they can take control back of the economy. FaZe had to force. Now they could be full eco if they lose this one, so they've got to win a buy of their own on pistols. Brokey getting stuck in the window, has to retreat to B. That's where the bomb is going. That's where FaZe are going, but still not really armed for the job.
Oh, yeah, Tabstant doubling up on the entry. Nico here with the Deagle. Let's have a big Nico round. Come on, my friend. He gets the first man. Now he's looking for a little bit more. Cold on the rotation, but it's a very long journey for coldzera. All the way through T-spawn into the top of mid. He's so far away from this B bomb site. The bomb plant's going to come through big. They've had ample time to get set up in these post plants. And so for coldzera, you know, we know this man is you know, a myth, a beast over at the B bomb site. But this might be asking a little bit too much of him. Shout out Vince one time as well. coldzera looking for these fights. I mean, really, if he tries to go around this corner, he's dead. Searson's on the angle, Xantares is on the angle, Tizian is also, you won't believe it, on the angle. And yeah, Cold, he knows this round is too far gone. He's playing for exit frags. He's hoping he can do some damage as they try and get out the site, but nothing presents itself. So it's 12 on the board for Big.
He can run in late and grab a gun. I think that's what he'll probably do here if he doesn't get a fight, as there's AKs all over the site. But yeah, I mean, this is the... Oh dear. Oh, Xantares, he's so smart, man. He knew exactly what Cole wanted to do. And because they'd exited market, they'd exited apps, they knew the only place if Cold was in the site was going to be short. What a read, and what a round. Big. They break FaZe's money. Man, this was going to be 10-8 with a full rifle round for both teams. Instead, it's 12-7, and FaZe have another eco to play out with nothing. This is done. Forget about it. Close your eyes. You don't need to watch this round. It's a bit brutal anyway. There's a couple of kills off of the pistols, but it's going to be a big round regardless of what BMAS wants to say. Goodbye. 13 for Big, and now 3 more to get to those grand finals against G2. FaZe are facing elimination on their map pick, and it's all off the back of that eco win from Xantares. This could have been close, this could have been competitive, and now it is anything but. FaZe, they've still got chances, a couple gun rounds left of this game on the CT side at a bare minimum. They've got to make it worthwhile. No kits, no AWP. What do they got?
Pretty fast bit of mid control attempted here from Big. They send Tabson down through Cat, and he's already very, very deep. Everyone's kind of taken their eyes off of this position for FaZe. And Tabson, I think they're landing some chip damage onto the players in the site. Drops a short smoke, gets up, and does deal with Cold. Now back here inside of B, there is a man going by the name of BMAS who's looking to try and turn the tide of battle here. Gets up on top of the truck, follows up with a double, does get traded by Tizian. But it's a 2-on-3. BMAS has given FaZe a fighting chance in this retake.
Yeah, great awareness to jump up. He realizes if he hides at the site, they're just going to hunt him down. Big Vin's so good at that, so he forces engagements, and that's what the AWP does too. Xantares swiveling from the window. It's Brokey and a clutch. He's so good at these 1-on-2s, but this one, no kit, and they are positioned well. It's going to be a very hard task for Brokey. He's waiting for someone to make a peek. They won't go for it, so he has to force the fights, and there's one with the tap. He knows Xantares has got to make a move, and the Molotov is his move. No reason to move for Xantares, and Brokey, he's got to run. Give up the round, give 14 to Big, and save the AWP, because FaZe have nothing up against 14 but this AWP. What a way to go. Great B execute there. Tabson doing as Nico did in that first half, just finding his timing, getting up catwalk, getting the entries, and Big trading their way to wins once more. Feels like nothing can stop this team. Even BMAS, who gets away with like multiple kills, he shuts down the one short split. He does a really good job here in a very difficult position as the B anchor, and somehow, some way, it's still not going to make any damn difference as Xantares clutches it out here for Big.
See if Brokey's hero AWP can muster anything up in this round. It is a partial investment from FaZe. They've left enough money in these bank accounts to still have an investment in the next. So if they end up against 15, it's not just pistols to decide it. They also still have a fighting chance here. The FaZe Deeg is a terrifying sentiment to run into. We've seen it steal rounds away, both historically and here in this series. So let's see if they can manage to do this once again. Flash is going to move in towards the ladder room, and that allows a man to push up close. You're looking at Tabson here, trying to close the gap, but Cole peeks with the smoke, and that's a cool little idea. He gets the kill onto Tabson, and Brokey has now dropped another man with this AWP. Big, they're not off the hook just yet. They're now into a 3-on-5.
Yeah, Big aren't rich either, so FaZe, if they win an eco like this, they can, definitely put Big on eco with a couple of rounds in a row. Oh, that's a chase, though. Sisson will not let BMAS escape from the apartments. They walk through the smoke to great results. Kiso's got to kill an A, but he's got a player behind him. He doesn't realize he's going to run past him and kill Cold. That's hilarious and very unfortunate for FaZe. It might cost them the game as Sisson is stuck in a clutch, but he won't commit to the plant. He's going to go elsewhere looking for kills. Rain might provide exactly what Sisson needs, but oh, looking the wrong way. Missed shot. Does he want to go now? 20 seconds. He's going to choose A, but he's being very loud about it. FaZe know where he's going. Brokey can rotate early, and Rain should have this shot. He does. FaZe save their bacon with 8 and stay in this series.
Oh, what? That is nuts. How wasn't that a bit of team damage either? I'm very confused about a lot of things in that shot there from Brokey.
Quite
all right,
gamer.
mate. Sure. I guess you can do that, right? FaZe, they'll get an 8th round, and that's what you want to see. We want this game to keep going. It's been delivering throughout. Cold Zera gets boosted into the apartments early on to go for this peak, and there's the first man down. Keto falls. Cold Zera with the AWP. Oh, he's onto a third. Come on, Cold. Tizian does deal with him. BMAS is here to keep this B site under lockdown, and Tabson not able to find that fight onto Nico. FaZe, they get themselves a 9th round. The AWP of Cold tears Big, a new one there, and this has left them with no money heading into this follow-up round.
I love what FaZe are doing with these AWPs. They're really setting them up. They're really putting them in position in these last few rounds. And Cold, what a highlight reel from him as well. Not quite the jumping shots, but it will certainly do. It will save FaZe once again up against 14, bigger eco, or at least a half buy. They put money in, but they're saving some for later. Brokey going to get smoked off at the top of middle. It's a B rush for Big. Only one man going ahead of the Molotov. The rest are trapped, and so Tizian is going to commit, but likely to his death. Good flashes from Big. Everyone's white. No one can see a thing. Look how deep this man has gotten into the site, and it doesn't seem to matter. He does chase down BMAS, Sisson helping from Apps, but BMAS and Cold finding 2 before that even starts. Nico gets rid of the lurk, and great hold for Cold. 3 at the back of the site once again for FaZe. This game is not done, Harry. Cold is putting up a stellar B defense right now. Nico's look good. The AWPs are coming alive. FaZe might have just found their second win. Another eco. Big really want those bucks.
Oh dear, it's a little bit ugly. The flashbang from Tabson, no less, betrays Searson. tabseN's now retrieved the scout, and he's out for revenge.
These games are very winnable for FaZe. Comebacks galore. So easy in the current meta of CS. Not easy, maybe the wrong word, but attainable, achievable, so doable for FaZe. They hear the drop, they know that there's a man at the car. BMAS deals with him. Now 2 left for Big, stuck in mid. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Nico firing through the smoke, and Cold has connector on lockdown, or so I thought. Xantares, though, oh dear, he makes every round look scary for FaZe. No, if he gets away here, that'd be ridiculous. So Nico does come in and save his teammate with the orb. Brokey lives to fight another day, and tabseN, good luck getting anything done here. He's looking the wrong way. Brokey found him, and FaZe up to 11 here. Only 3 behind Big at crunch time as well. Now remember, Big have double ecoed for this buy, so they've got to have something up their sleeve, something in the brain. What is it, Big? Spill it out. Show us what you got.
A bunch of mid-smokes fall early. Nico on this double orb, taking it into the connector, looking for this opening kill, but it's actually tabseN to win that engagement out, and that is a bit of a disaster for FaZe. They try and take the early man advantage, and it ends up coming back to haunt them. You really hope that there, after Nico has looked so good in both of these maps for FaZe, you hope that that isn't the straw that breaks the camel's back for FaZe. Keto boosted up into the window, deals with another, and FaZe, they're starting to feel very claustrophobic now. They flash Rain into ramp, but that flashbang has given Xantares some precious information, right? You're not going to flash like a ramp play if no one's there to peek on the back of it. And so he's already anticipating that Rain was close to ramp. He doesn't go pushing through, he just waits. And FaZe, they rotate Brokey around into this B site to join up with BMAS. Big 5 on 3, and this A site, if they continue to head this way, which is where they look to end up earlier on in this round, they should find success on the back of it. You just got to hope that they don't end up doubting themselves. And with where they're positioned, the fact that they don't have anyone in apartments kind of means that B is just written off, right? Like, you don't want to be pushing apps only to die to someone pushed aggressively on the FaZe side. And so this is going to culminate in the A play. This does leave Rain all alone in effectively, you know, like a 1v4 here inside of the A site. The only man who's nowhere nearby is FaZe, who's faking a play up through catwalk with this orb. Rain's got to deliver here. He's tucked himself in, and Xantares hasn't cleared it. Rain could get away with a lot. First man falls. He's trying to stand and deliver. Rain traded by Tizian. Brokey back in CT, nails another, and BMAS drops Keto on this ramp. Brokey could deny the bomb plant, but he's just found the kill a little too late, and FaZe, the bomb is planted for him. They left him on catwalk earlier in the round. He's got to deliver. There's no smoke on FaZe, so they've got to peek this one. FaZe nails the shot, and it falls to the 1v1 versus Brokey. The clash of the AWPers here. Brokey in the site, taps the bomb, but doesn't commit to the defuse. Flash rains in, and FaZe hops on down. He's just playing around this bomb. He's playing for the time. Brokey pushing up, but he needs this kill, and FaZe is not giving it over. Brokey, while he gets it, there's not enough time, and Big, they win this round. They take 15, match and series point now, 1 away from sending FaZe home.
That was seconds away from completely falling apart, Harry. Rain at the back of the site. He holds his own for so long, and then he peeks out. He kills one. He almost drops the bomb with 10 seconds left. If he killed Tizian, that would have been a done round. Here as well, Brokey, he has a great round, but he doesn't kill the bomb planter, and he sees the barrel sticking out too late as that planter spins on the site, setting up FaZe for the post plant, and FaZe's going to close it out. What a round for Big. What a call to find 15 at bare minimum. Overtime is locked in for this series, for this map, but FaZe, they want to fight to get there. They need 4 in a row. No room for error now. No mistakes can be made. Double or Brokey and Cold. Nico's given that one up. Cold's in the market. Triple A setup, and Big, they were ready for a quick execute, but you'll see they're peeling back already. Was 3 in the Palace, now falling out. FaZe is taking control towards ramp, but you always wonder, is this misinformation? Will FaZe over-rotate off the back of these areas being clear? We've seen that in the past, right? Even the pistol round, FaZe pushed through ramp only to miss the timing on an A play. It didn't come back to bite them, and neither will this, because they just just sit back and they wait. They hold the crossfire. A third man watching connector to deal with a mid lurk. But Big, they're not mid lurking yet. They have 2 in apartments. Is this going to be a B fake? Keto and tabseN have almost no utility. So I'm expecting them to come through underpass and try and help out A later on. But they need to get a move on right. Big are setting up util.
This double ramp hold from Nico and Rain is not something to take lightly if you're Big. These 2 players will get up through connector and they get here for free. There's nobody watching middle on the FaZe side. This could come back to haunt FaZe. tabseN peeking over the top of this smoke. As it fades, he's looking to take a kill. Missed shot from the man back in CT. And now Xantares and syrsoN will pounce on out from Palace. Oh, Brokey delivering back in CT does rid them of the first man. Rotations coming in for FaZe. Bomb tapped by Tizian, but he doesn't have time to be faking this one out. He will get it planted, and it's planted open for ramp and connector. And, well, connector's no longer a valid place to hold from. Brokey's locked in that kill. However, keep your eye on Keto. Keep your eye on him going aggressive in through CT. The bomb is not planted for him, but FaZe, they've got a lot to bear in mind. Brokey's going to go back for the check, and he nails the shot. Brokey has just saved FaZe Clan in this round. It's 12 on the board for FaZe, and Brokey delivering when he needs to the most.
Yeah, Tizian continues to remind us why he's a smart player for Big, right? He taps the bomb in the position that he died to last time to Brokey, right? In the corner. Brokey starts spamming, but the reason Tizian tapped is so he can plant elsewhere and plant off the back of Brokey shooting. He knows Brokey goes for a spam shot. He instantly sticks it a second time around, and Brokey's spamming the wrong position. Nice little play for Tizian. Doesn't win Big the round, but you know, these A plants have come down to the final 10 seconds here for Big. It was about time that that came back to punish them, and FaZe will do exactly that. Xantares' first 1-on-4 against a top 20 team. That's surprising to read, but yeah, great work on the B side. That's what made Big, take this lead. I honestly think if Xantares didn't win that round, FaZe, given by what they've shown us here on the CT side, they probably would have closed out this map, or at least made it, bare minimum overtime here. They can still do so now. Another eco round for Big, and then 2 rounds left for FaZe to find.
Oh, that nade is going to be meaty, and actually it's not. It's really not. It's only a little bit of damage, but Brokey follows up with the kill on the tabseN, who looks to get into the window. He never survives the journey. So Big going to try and boost up syrsoN now to take the place of tabseN, but Nico's seen the boost, and he gets a kill over the top of this smoke. They are starting to pressure him, but Nico, he's a man who's molded in the pressure, not torn apart by it. Nico delivering 3 kills. FaZe take a 13th, and overtime on the horizon. There's a buy round for Big coming in now. But if they don't pick this one up, they are going to have very limited cash moving in to round number 30 up against this overtime for FaZe.
Bomb plant is guaranteed, or not guaranteed, sorry, required here from Big. They would love it to be guaranteed, but FaZe, no interest in letting Big have any more than they need. Brokey, he avoids the triple, or the quad nade in window last round. He's going to throw a molly down this time in anticipation of a smoke. Missed shot. He's going to go back for more. Nico's holding under. He's got a smoke by Con, but they're coming very fast towards it, and he needs to move. He could die here. Oh my, he's just sneaked back into connector. Keto has missed the timing by a second, and that has saved Nico's life. Going to reposition, take the window while Brokey wraps CT. Nico can also fast rotate B off of this one. Actually completely giving up window, and this is a really smart call for FaZe. They go big. If you want to boost, if you want to flank, you can do so, but we will kill you in our own spawn. That's where Nico sits to play right now. Big, not making this clear. It looks like an A play, but with a man in the apartments, they can go to either site off of this mid split. Right now, just feeling out the map and seeing where it goes. FaZe stacked 3A, 2B, mid, uncontested, unchecked. Big, little do they know it, they could walk CT to market right now, and there's no one to stop them. Brokey is checking this only on a timing, only every few seconds, and Big, they don't care. They're going to hit connector to A.
Oh, Keto pushes through the smoke, and that was a chance at the double. Brokey coming back into CT, now looking over here at short side, and the smoke falls bigger, looking to hit B. They're pushed up aggressively. Ooh, is a man going by the name of Emas. He doesn't fare well. Cold will remove one, and he's still here with this AWP, looking for another. Zera needs to deliver with the AWP again, and this time he gets bested. 2-on-2 to decide if overtime is still on the cards. Big, they've got to go get this bomb. They've got to get it planted. And with Nico moving up through the catwalk, he's danger close to discovering this package. Brokey crossing in. Could stop this whole round here and now. There's 5 seconds. The bomb's going to go down, and Brokey has played this to perfection. There's no time for Big, and Brokey secures a 14th for FaZe. Brokey with a stellar play there, just sprints in and knows that his presence should be enough to secure the round for FaZe.
Yeah, they fake it as well. They get so stuck, right? Tizian doesn't have support. Xantares is in apps, right? They won that round before. And so Tizian, he's calling for help. He's saying, man, you need to come cover me. If I stick this bomb, I'm dead. And I'm open to cat if I go from the other side. So there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide. I need cover. And he still fakes out the plant with cover. A very weird one. It gets hectic there for Big. I saw a smoke that didn't have any impact, any value on the round, but I want to talk about it. Tizian threw it from B apps. It landed in CT spawn, like pretty much in CT spawn, and it cut off Brokey's view to mark it from CT that he was checking on a timing, remember? No one pushes CT there for Big, but it at least scares Brokey into thinking someone could be there, someone could have boosted window, and that was position that FaZe didn't have. Combined with a flank, that smoke could be very effective, but really in this round it has no difference, doesn't do anything. Either way, it's interesting. Big, now buying, now forcing, up against 14, looking to close it before OT hits, because if it does, all the momentum is in the hands of FaZe. Nico very much risks it all there in connector, will get out alive. Big coming in through under with AKs, but only 2 rifles in this round, plus a scout. Full B execute, but look at that bomb, it's not committing.
It's going to move up through connector, and FaZe, they just started to rotate players off of A, but luckily enough, Brokey has come back. Is it too little too late, though? There's already players up in jungle. Nico's got no idea. Xantares has got that kill dead to rights. Man advantage now for Big. Brokey trying to get some value out of CT, and Rain's still here in this site. He wasn't spotted there, and he's dealt with Xantares. Tito needs this trade, and he gets pressured from CT and the man in the site, Searson. Not able to connect a shot with the scout, but Tabson does put us back into a 3-on-3, and he deals with Rain, critically so. That maybe allows the bomb plant to come through. BMAS bails out Brokey, or Cold rather. And Big now falling very, very quiet here. They're going to get the bomb planted at a bare minimum, but all this utility for FaZe is going to come in clutch. Tizian back of the side, and Brokey delivers. We're going to overtime. FaZe, they keep the dream alive. Defuse comes on through, and we run it all back again.
Brokey is not missing a beat. He has a 2.0 KD right now at 84 ADR. Like, he is just slamming Big in this A-bomb site. And that was again, a nice idea for Big. Like, they've had great calls and great reads, but it's the execution. It's the cover. It's these plants that keeps killing them, man. They never clear Rain from the back of the site. They jump and spot him, but he just gets way more than he should. And Searson from stairs never tries to trade. He's so tunnel visioned on CT. So yeah, Big not trading Rain ever, really, it feels like, at the back of the A-bomb site. And they're going to go B elsewhere. Oh no. FaZe, it's OT. They have all the utility in the world. They're burning them out. Nico hits a shot in mid. Tabson's gone from the jump. And Big, they want to commit to B, but they're walking into a triple stack.
Yeah, there's quite the terrifying crossfire set up, especially with that kill coming in. Big, they decide to move away, and that there is a good decision to have made, but they don't survive the journey. This crossfire of AWPs towards connector. This is terrifying for Big.
Oh, he sees him.
Gets away with that one. Now a 2-on-4, maybe still a chance, but it's going to be hard, right? With Brokey still alive back in CT, the sheer amount of pressure this man has been able to apply. He has been I think really, like, he's been the rock that has helped FaZe secure this OT. He's just been horrific to deal with back in CT. And his partner in crime, Rain, always doing such a good job of being in the right place at the right time. He's pushed down towards ramp, but this does leave Brokey all alone for the time being, and Xantares has been able to isolate that fight. There's a CT plant available, and this is the safest route for them. They're very paranoid about Raid. He's not in Palace. He's pushed ramp. He's coming in for the retake. He's going to now wait, bide his time for his teammates to move into positions. Xantares, 3 in the round now. And still the gift that keeps on giving for Big. There's a man already past that Molotov. And for that, you're looking at coldzera, closing the distance, getting up to triple. Flash goes up and over, and Cold wins that fight. Now Searson back in CT. Cold is not checking it. This time he will. And I think he saw him there on the jiggle. Oh, a little wiggle in. Searson nails the shot. BMAS had a nade out. He smoked CT to try and give himself the defuse. He's sticking it. And Searson's going to nail this shot. Big 16. They take the first in overtime. It comes down to a 1v2 for Searson, and he wins it out. But that round, thinking of it in context, that was a 2-on-5 from Xantares and Searson.
Xantares nails some shots, but this clutch, you said it as well, BMAS, he had a nade out, right? Like, it's easy to put blame there. I've got to question the communication more than anything. Did Cold make his teammate aware that he was about to swing for the fight? If he didn't, then, you know, BMAS, he was just trying to smoke off that AWP. It made a lot of sense, but yeah, looking on the other side of the coin, if he had his gun out, he surely would have traded Searson there. There was no way Searson could have run out of that position. And, well, Big, they're going to keep it alive. They're going to take the first of OT, a round they never should have had. That B play got destroyed by FaZe with their triple setup, and Big clutch it out in the 2v5. Unprecedented. And the round that Big, I bet they wish they had it many, many rounds ago, right? They were sitting on 15 for some time, and what? What? No. Okay, cool, we'll take it. We'll take the kill, but tabseN's dead as well. Xantares has followed up on A. This is pandemonium. Oh
dear.
My.
Just more and more kills go in the way of Big. And yeah, you know, sure, tabseN says, "Get down, Mr. President," and takes the bullet for Brokey. Oh, Cold gets the tag, but not the killing blow. Everyone's pretty low, bar Searson. But a 1v4 required from Rain. He does isolate this one fight onto Xantares. Rain, now he's spurred on, right? He's tasted blood, and now he wants more of it. He's bloodlusted in this clutch. There's a smoke down at short that he's going to have to try and come through. And Searson, with his AWP, is holding this from the bench side. Rain in a very rough spot. No one in the world envies this position right now. Rain, they call him the architect. Let's see if he can design a way to win this 1v4 out. He has dropped Tizian. Molotov gonna burn Keto. Oh, he's still alive. And now Rain might be led to believe that Van is clear, and that there could be his downfall. I have no idea how Keto stays alive in the flames, in the fire.
The molly landed bout carry. It was meant to go deep into the car. It landed on the balcony, and, you know, while it didn't seem like that was the intended location, neither for that bullet, but yeah, hey, honestly, worth it, if you ask me. Like, getting that kill for Searson kills Brokey. Look at the guy on the other side, right? Brokey has been a beast this game, and so getting him out of the round, even though you take down tabseN with him, who has the same amount of kills, bear in mind, it wins Big the round. They're 2-0 up in OT. Oh, that's a kill. Brokey finding Searson, running up catwalk. We've not seen Brokey take those ambitious CT peaks before, but he's gone for it right when they need him most. tabseN trades, but it's come at a cost, a 2-for-1. Rain is low, close, and this grenade can end him. Oh no, it's come through too late. He is dead, but so is Keto, who threw the grenade, and now down to the double AWP of FaZe with BMAS on B.
tabseN's come through the window, getting himself up, and now deep within this site, looks to take a fight at CT, but Brokey is here, lying in wait, doesn't take the peek, instead sets up for this retake in a 3-on-2. FaZe, they need this one. They need this round. You know, they worked so hard to get this game to overtime, and if they don't pick this up, it likely all falls apart, right? If Big go flawless, they've got 3 chances to get over the finish line. tabseN and Xantares, these are the 2 players you would want in this scenario. And Cold spots the man over here by Connector. tabseN winging out, deals with the first man, getting pressured by coldzera. Xantares able to win his fight onto Brokey, and tabseN nails the final shot. It's another 2-on-3 for Big that gives them match and series point once again. It's them now stood on the finish line, and the only thing left to do is cross it. In overtime, they've come alive, and 5 kills is now all that is required for Big to walk away moving into those grand finals.
FaZe won 8 out of the 9 last rounds in regulation just to get us to overtime, and they lose 3 in a row on the side that they were streaking together on. I don't understand. Big, they've won so many 2vx's on this A site. I've lost count, and FaZe probably have too. They've got better things on their mind, bigger picture stuff as they set up for this A take. 2 in the Palace. Searson's missed the timing. He might be wrapping B here. That would be a bit of a blunder. The smokes are coming into A. Searson needs to double back. tabseN calling for support. He spotted a man on the site. The bomb is late, but tabseN's already killed Rain, and this bomb is still in spawn for FaZe. I'm not sure what's going on. They're trying to boost window. Cold does get a kill up on Catwalk, but tabseN's going to try and trade. He's done some damage, and he won't get out. Oh, yes, he will. The wallbang does a lot of damage. tabseN, yeah, back for more, and maybe he shouldn't be, because FaZe have now taken an advantage back in their favor. This bomb still waiting on the ramp, and no reason to rush this one, as FaZe finally have an advantage they can sit back and wait with.
Oh, Searson. Oh, they're down in lower tunnels, and he's got an idea. He catches BMAS walking away, and that bit of information is huge. You've just seen a guy walking through lower tunnels nonchalantly on this rotation into B. And so Big, they preemptively bring a second man round, but look at this FaZe. They've anticipated that this is the move that Big are going to make. They send Cold Zera back through lower tunnels. They get Nico moving back through T-spawn. This is all made possible by the fact that Brokey is still in Palace. And if he wins this fight onto Quito, FaZe can walk away with this round. Cold looking at Cat, and Searson just now arriving. As Cold looks away, the timing could not be worse. Searson, needs to land the shot, and he will. Quito now back in CT. He just waits. He just sets up for this retake. It's a 3-on-2. FaZe, they had so many situations like this where they had the man advantage in the retake and they weren't able to get it over the line. Well, now they've got to give Big a taste of their own medicine. And Brokey with a sick flick does dispatch of Quito. Tizian and Searson both coming in through CT, but to do that, you got to get past Brokey. And this AWP, he's on the ladder, looking for the kill. He's hiding, he's biding his time, and Brokey back against the wall. This is where he's come alive. Searson, 1-on-2, not able to find these players, and Brokey, a 16th round. This guy is stepping up so much, so consistently for FaZe. They owe everything to Brokey right now as he keeps them alive in the second half of OT.
He's just so good at knowing when he can and can't get away with taking another fight, and when is the right time to tuck and not give Big any engagements, right? You can see how flustered Big were there after he falls off the ladder because he just doesn't re-peek, and Big realize they need to kill, they need the round, they need to rush, and they can't because the AWP has a crossfire with his teammate and Sandwich. FaZe finding one, stemming the bleeding. But can they properly bandage up this wound, because there are still 2 more rounds, and that's only to get us restarting the clock again, to get us to a second OT. Molotov out mid through the window, lands at the top. Rain's going to get pushed out by that one, and FaZe is going to try and fight in middle. Oh dear, Brokey was posted, and Searson walks into it with no flashbang from Big. Think back to regulation. That's what Big was so good at, getting this utility into middle to take every engagement. Well, it doesn't happen there, and they're going to come to pay the price. tabseN will go back in, catching Rain throwing utility. As long as he can escape, things are all fine and dandy, but he's going to hang around for fights in the connector, fights that Nico wants to take.
Oh yeah, Nico gets rid of tabseN, and that's another round where tabseN gets a little bit overzealous here on these peaks through the connector. He's 34 and 29, so you kind of understand where he's coming from, but it's now the second time in which this has given a man advantage over to FaZe. Players faking this B hit, and that's prompted a rotation around from Quito. The problem is now, right, you've lost Nico, so you don't want to commit BMAS into this site anymore. Cold now rears his head out at A, and so Big, they're aware of what's going on. They know this is the fake. Quito, once again, is just going to fall off, give up the bomb site, and set up for the retake. This is where BMAS on this mid lurk needs to try and deliver quite a lot. Cold actually nails Tizian. Brokey, another AWP kill. Quito is inside the site, and time is low for FaZe. They need to deal with him. Cold swinging wide on the right-hand side, and he will get the kill. 17 for FaZe, double overtime on the cards. 1 round will decide the fate of this series.
What a hero is Cold there, right? Like, Brokey may be hitting AWP shots, but Cold, he just swings with the bomb with 10 seconds just to force the kill. If they do anything else, they lose the round. Oh my. Like, they try and plant, they're dead. And, you know, there was a chance that player at triple could have easily just stayed alive against the final few seconds. tabseN had 10 opening kills in the regulation of this map. Hey, and that's probably why he's so confident, Harry. Like, you mentioned his score, well, that's another detail. Constantly going for fights. He's 11 and 6 in the opening duels right now. He's got 9 multi-kill rounds. And, yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree, though. He certainly has given away some advantages for FaZe, and you have to question what these rounds would be if he just went away with one, right? Like equalize it to 4-4 and just tuck and just turtle. That's what FaZe was so good at. Like Brokey on the CT side, when he played Spawn in all of regulation and OT, he was never peeking connected, never taking risks, always just waiting for the commitment, waiting for that bomb and playing the clock. Both these T sides have come down to the final 10 seconds in a lot of these rounds, and so that's something that Big can rely on, right? Try not to give these kills away. Try and stall out the round, because you know that clock can beat FaZe. Minute and a half here. One round rather, needed for double OT, or for Big, just a round away from eliminating FaZe and heading to those grand finals against G2 tomorrow.
Control taken again for FaZe. This has been their bread and butter early on. They've gotten out into mid, and this time there's no one from Big challenging. You'll know that tabseN, the man who's been a bit of a nuisance in connector, really for either side. He's repositioned into the window room, and he tries to take that fight there. Almost falls to BMAS, and that's his signal to back away. FaZe, they've been kind enough this time to give him like the equivalent of a verbal warning, right? Like, yeah, don't come back to mid. You might regret it. So tabseN's going to heed that advice. Boost it up into this B-bomb site. And now Big, they might rotate away from B. They might start to lean more heavily into mid and this A site on the back of boosting tabseN up. A is where FaZe are looking to end. But right now, there's only 2 players here inside of the site. One of them is this AWP on season, and it's got to stand and deliver. Critically, Keto is in Palace as well, and he can come in late to try and help his teammate out. season gets the first man, but the flash is good from Nico to get Rain that kill. Brokey, still a threat, still a problem, and holding down the connector. A second kill in the round. Brokey delivering again. Xantares in the jungle has bested BMAS, and this is where Keto's flanking through Palace. Has got to do it all for Big. First kill found. Is he ready for Rain in this same position where he just found Nico? Rain now occupies as well. Brokey gets smoked off in connector. season comes in. Rain. Oh, this patient man has waited and delivers that kill. Molotov is going to burn him out into the open, and the flash. Oh, Xantares gets it. It's down to the 1v1. Bombs planted for Con. Brokey on the other side.
You're kidding.
He's got to go through. Xantares was sticking it, but Brokey, it's another 3K. I feel like every round of this T side, Brokey stepped up with 3. He is carrying FaZe through this one. 18-18, double overtime. We run it back again, baby. And this is the series that just keeps on giving.
Yeah, that was like another 2-on-4 for Big, where they just somehow make it so close. They don't quite get it over the line. FaZe have really run this one to its limit, and then some. It's a B rush. We haven't seen this for years, and there's only one player in this site. We've got another deep on Cat. Tizian can't assist. Not yet, but those grenades are so good. Smoked off his Tizians, and Taras needs to perform, and he can only get across with one. tabseN gonna go through, not waiting for the plant. The confidence, and he's dropped the bomb as well and escape. That's more like it, tabseN. A man advantage for Big, and no trade available for FaZe. He's gonna go back in with a flash. What a ballsy play, and boy did the results show. Brokey can still shine, and unfortunately for him, he's put down after 1. It's coldzera in a clutch on 1.
Oh, there's 1 kill. Cold, surely not. 1 HP and a dream. coldzera. This would be unthinkable, and it will remain that way. Keto shuts him down. Big, they'll take a 19th round. They get the 1 round that kept eluding them in that last half of OT. They find it now, and tabseN's impact here cannot be overstated enough, right? Like, he does a stellar job of keeping them in that, and that's the tabseN we want to see. You know, we want to see a tabseN that's this confident, but that isn't taking fights that are just massively unfavorable. I like it. tabseN's the guy who's always willing to do the unexpected, and for a while, FaZe were just expecting it a little too much.
Right now, Big, once again, leading, opening up OT. Remember, they did it on the T side as well in a 2-on-5 on this A site. Oh, they'll do it as well on CT half. season, oh, timing is everything. The smoke fade, he's seen them. He knows he's got to take a shot, and he will. There's a second player there, and more in the Palace. He could get overwhelmed, and FaZe still want to split this site fast. Keto has a lot to do, and not a lot to do it with. Dropping a smoke would only give away his position here. There's no one on the ramp. He's being flanked from jungle. He's open to this shot. Rain's got it. There's no one here to trade. season wrapped jungle from CT, so he's late to this position, and Rain is even closer, 1 step further into the site. season with a shot. shot. Bomb is about to cross out of the palace here for Brokey, but he doesn't want to lose it here. It would require someone from FaZe climbing up, and Searson's just watching for it, trapping this bomb in its spot. They're going to go silent, they're going to go slow, they're going to wait for Cold, and the more time that FaZe wait, the more that Big consider this is a B play, but not anymore. The bomb's being planted, and the cover is there.
Up on top of Ticket. Shot lands for Searson, but not the killing blow, and Brokey's actually there to pick it up. Now, Xantares has Brokey trapped, but Brokey's still putting up kills. The nade will seal his fate. A parting gift from Xantares. A 1v2 now required. And the player up in Palace represents a big problem. Cold's error just being nothing more than the fail-safe, the insurance policy here. The bomb planted for ramp. Xantares isn't ready for a Palace peak. And FaZe, they're going to take a 19th. They tie this one up nice and early. Second overtime, already feeling more back and forth. But one thing remains consistent throughout all of these OTs and this entire game, and that is that if there's one man you can depend on, no matter the odds that are stacked against him, it's Brokey. 41 kills in the game right now, top of the server, and just constant multi-kills since we've hit OT. He has been the defining factor for FaZe, and he might be the man who helps secure this third map. Keto, flash, lands one and a second, looking for even more. Keto finally dealt with, but it's still the man advantage for Big here as this bomb crosses into the A bomb site.
Oh, it's not getting planted though. Xantares kills the cover, and the bomb will get off. It'll try and push him down. Searson removes him from the stairwell. That's exactly where Cold's playing, but not for long. They'll put him in the dirt. 20 rounds to Big as they take the lead after 2 OTs, or at least the first half of the second. Keto, great shots here as well. He needed just exactly what he did. 2 kills, he dies, but that's fine. He set his team up for a win, and Xantares with the AUG, not the gun you often see him with, but he'll make it work. Big, back in control, back in the lead, but not out of the woods yet. If there's one thing we've learned, it's that FaZe will not go down without a fight. They've constantly been making this game competitive. They are going to go fast up Cat here on the T side. Searson very, very quickly looking at short. FaZe are boosting in B. That's why there's no one on the short side. BMAS is holding from bench, and Cold has the orb in apartments. Nico sees nothing here in middle, but there's plenty of players to find, and Searson won't find Cold. He'll instead hit BMAS at the back of the site, down to 10. Now the push comes through. Big looking to commit. This bomb is taking its time, but all the units are here.
Old Zera, can he deliver something spectacular with this orb? Tizzy, and just toy him with him, just toy him with him. While this is happening, they're getting up through short side, but Cold lands the shot. Now they know where he is, but he represents a big old problem from his watchtower here on the platform. The rotations come through for FaZe, and they get bested. Cold now more than ever has got to step up to re-secure this site, and Cold, he just keeps on nailing shots, finally bested by Searson, and it falls to Brokey. This man has been nicknamed Mr. Multi-Kill here in this OT. He needs to stay true to it, and Keto beats him to the punch. Once again, it's match and series point for Big. They need 1 round, but this has been the problem now for what, like 8 rounds total for Big. You know, they've struggled at getting the 1 round they need. They have like there's this winning anxiety. You can feel it. Like as the rounds really matter, and I mean like really matter, you know, the round that secures you the game, that's where they've been struggling. And if this keeps going to OTs, if FaZe keep pulling it back, I am looking at a 3rd map. So Big, they want to try and take this one by storm. They're going to give it their best shot. They get out in towards mid. Flashes early. Nico tries his hand at the peak, and this has given a bunch of fights over to Big early in this game. Brokey is gone. This man has been the reoccurring hero, and with him removed, it falls to BMAS and Rain in a 2-on-4 to keep the dream alive for FaZe.
It's a nightmare for FaZe Clan. 2 players against 4, but those are the rounds that Big were winning in high supply in overtime, and Rain wants to make that so. He's taken down Keto. B-play here. BMAS whiffs the shot, and that's going to be the game, surely. Rain has everything to do on the flank. They know where he's coming from, or know where he can come from, rather. No one's looking at Cat right now, but they're all turn in an instant, all look at his position. Bomb planted, Rain making contact, and this is for all the marbles. He can't pick him up. Big will take it. 22 rounds. It takes them a couple of overtimes. That was a 14-7 at one point. Commiserations to FaZe, who do pull a massive comeback into overtime, but it's not going to save their tournament life here, Harry, at DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. It's going to be Big going on to the grand finals, taking on G2, a rematch from the upper bracket. Well, they've already beaten FaZe on the rematch. Can they beat G2 too?
Man, it certainly feels like they can, right? It certainly feels like they have what it takes. And that's the thing, right? Like, Big played so well there. Everyone was stepping up. My heart really goes out to Brokey, if I'm being real, right? Like, he tried so hard to keep them in that game. But ultimately, it's not enough. Big, they take the W, and now we do get to see that rematch. I can't wait for the rematch, Hugo. Oh boy, like this Big squad are looking so good. You put them up against the G2, who are this fast, ferocious team as well. That is going to be such an explosive grand final. I'm very, very happy that that's the final we've ended up with. Big, they came here with something to prove, and boy, are they proving it right now.
And it's like, the good thing as well is we have like two teams with like solid rosters, right? Big have been grinding with this team for some time. G2, same story. We look at FaZe and they've made recent changes, so it makes sense as to why maybe the pieces aren't all there, why they are sort of struggling here in the late stages of the playoffs. But FaZe have really made a run, coming in at third place here, looking damn good. Big G2, the grand final. I'm excited. I'm sure you're excited. That's going to be tomorrow at BO5 with a map advantage for G2. But we have more Counter-Strike for you today. Don't think we're done and dusted. North America, that's coming up after the break, so stick around.
Well, we get an overtime out of it, and it's all the worth. We look at this, and Big Clan have secured a victory. They've secured what is going to be a grand final appearance. When we look at it, it's FaZe Clan. The deficit, 0, nada. They are finito. It's done here for them in the DreamHack Masters Spring of 2020. And that is going to be the story that is told here about FaZe Clan. Of course, one name being Trace, and alongside him, he's going to be Matthew and Jacob. We look at Nuke, we look at Mirage, who never really made it to Dust 2, but damn, did Mirage deliver.
That was a great game. That was a great game. Brokey did everything he could in his power to keep this game alive. And I think FaZe Clan, they were starting to warm up. They were starting to look good. You know, they got back into the game. Big Clan probably should have finished that game a lot earlier. They would have been kicking themselves in the nuts if they were to lose this one. Oh. They didn't though. And Big Clan ended up winning. And I think they by far were a better team today. They fully respect it. They fully deserve it. And you know, we get a Big going up against G2 tomorrow, and I think those have been the two best playing teams in the tournament so far, so nothing but deserved.
Yeah, nothing but net almost here for the side of Big. They continue to triumph. Maniac, let's talk about this because they are turning some heads right now, and when you 22-19 FaZe on Mirage, it's not only a statement that you've 2-0'd them, but you've made it look pretty good in the process of things as well.
Absolutely impressive. And I'm just going to say it once so it's out of the way. I know this is online CS. Okay, now that's done. I don't want to hear anything about it anymore. But that was what an impressive performance from Big. So crazy that they can actually manage to put it off after a comeback from FaZe on the CT side. And I want to mention Brokey. I need to mention Brokey because in my book, this was a reference game from him. I have never seen him having so many impactful rounds. Clutch after clutch after clutch, hitting all the shots when they needed to. I think Brokey was the main reason why FaZe actually got to double overtime. He was all over the place. He was key so many times. Still not enough, though.
Still not enough. And yeah, there were a lot of interesting moments right there, a lot of twists and turns. Jacob, we look at FaZe Clan, and surely we're going to be talking about Big for some time, especially now that they've made that grand final against G2. But when we look at FaZe Clan, do they show us promise going forward?
I think so. I honestly think so. I think FaZe Clan, of course, right now it sucks for them to lose to Big Clan. I think Nico said it pretty well in the interview yesterday that normally that's not a team we lose to, and that result that they had in the first time around, that would never replicate itself. Unfortunately for Nico, unfortunately for FaZe, it did replicate itself today. That being said, though, they just brought in Bemas. They've only had 1 week of practice leading into this tournament and playing the playoff here as well. So finishing third is not a bad result at all. They beat Na'Vi yesterday. That was a great performance as well from FaZe Clan. So the fact that Brokey is starting to play at this level, if you can get Zero, and if you can get Nico back to the level they've been playing at the past couple of months, then all of a sudden you have a FaZe Clan that potentially can compete against the very best teams in the world. So of course, yes, right now it sucks for them, but overall, I think they can be fairly satisfied with this one.
Yeah, and I think you are correct. We're actually going to talk a little bit more about FaZe Clan for the time being, though. I want to hear what Big's got to say. They come in here in a big way, and my friend Keto, this has got to feel pretty damn good, doesn't it?
Hello, guys. Yeah, it feels amazing to be in the grand final. Yeah, we are really happy.
Okay, I'm gonna go straight into it. The Centaurus 1v4, I want to know how it felt like. Did you believe in it? Did you, how did it feel? Like, I want to know.
Yeah, we always believe in his clutches. Like, that's why he's always ending up in these clutches. Like, in the round before, we already wrote in chat that he's probably winning it. Unfortunately, he didn't, but then the next one, he played it amazing. And yeah, he's such a good clutcher.
Kido, it's still relatively new for you to be in Big Clan, and it's even more new for you guys to be playing at this level. Going into a grand final in such a big tournament, how does it feel for you, not only on a team level, but also for you personally?
It feels really, really good that we showed what we are capable of. Obviously, we're really happy. And yeah, I think we will put up a better fight tomorrow than yesterday, than 2 days ago against G2.
For you personally, how big is it? Like, is this one of the biggest games of your life, you'd say?
Yeah, it's probably the biggest game of my life so far. Unfortunately, it's online. We would have loved to play in the arena, but yeah, that's how it is right now.
Yeah, and I think let's piggyback off that for a minute. I don't want to scare you away because I know we don't get too often the chance to kind of catch up with you, Kido. So I want to know what's your take and how long we're going to be putting an asterisk or a star next to victories online. How long are we going to consider that, I guess, a proving ground, you know? Not the fact that we're going back to LAN, but, oh, it's online, so hold your breath, everyone.
Okay, sorry, I didn't understand the question. Can you repeat it, please?
I guess what I'm asking is when do we stop putting asterisks in next to the online portion of things? When do we stop looking at that saying, oh, well, it's online, so it is what it is?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really change it right now. You should give your best. Like, it shouldn't be an excuse for the, like, I'd say bigger teams. Like, they should put the same time in it and take it serious, because right now it will probably not change. And yeah, I think it's as much important as the LAN games were before.
Yeah, and I do apologize for saying that rather confusingly, but what I do want to say is congratulations on making it into the grand finals. There are a lot of big fans, and Harry Russell's one of them. Is there anything that you want to say to all the big fans around the world?
Should I say it in German?
Do you want to say it in German?
Yeah, I can say it in German.
Jawohl, auf geht's, Junge.
Also vielen Dank für den ganzen Support. Hauptsächlich positiv. Wir sind sehr froh darüber, dass wir endlich zeigen, wozu wir fähig sind. Wir hoffen, es geht so weiter und dass wir morgen auf jeden Fall die Revanche gegen G2 holen. Und eins in den Chat.
Ja.
I understood everything. I just want to point that out, you know. Yeah. Cool.
I kind of understand G2 at the end, which I think what you said is they got to be like very scared. No, I'm kidding. I'm not even going to begin to translate that. Thank you so much for your time, though, Kido. We're going to go ahead and get you out of here. Congratulations to the big clan. They stay alive.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Ciao. All right, cool. So some true words spoken.
Yeah.
But obviously, he can't possibly know the answer to when we stop putting asterisks on there. So let me just ask you guys, with online play being what we have, when do we stop using that as an excuse for, when we get back
It's already, we've already passed that point.
It's done. It's done.
Yeah, we've passed that point. I guess the first few weeks, you can argue that there's a time of adaptation. Maybe teams don't put the same kind of motivation into it, or we don't really know how long it's going to be, so you take it with a pinch of salt, but it's not the case anymore. Now, this is our reality now. You either step in it or you step out of it, and that's it, we forget you. So we've passed that point.
Yeah, and that's a good feeling. I think, unfortunately, given the circumstances of the time, this is what we have. This is what we are dealt. These are the cards that we have to play with. So we might as well do our best with it. And if you're one of these teams that is going to be going forward as well, you have to look at that. You have to consider how important each of these results are going to be going forward, especially when we start to get closer to that major at the end of the year, et cetera, et cetera. Either way, at the end of the day, it's Big Clan in the grand finals and FaZe Clan looking to refocus, I think would be a rather better word. Otherwise, the team that has shown us something here, they've shown us that they can't compete amongst the best, and they will grow. Well, let's go ahead and jump into what is the stats helix here with Jacob Pimp Vinica as he draws on the board for us.
Yes, because we had a lot of impact rounds, especially by Shantaris, and we all remember the clutch. We all remember all the heroics from all the players throughout this game. Maybe even Brokey deserves a highlight or two, but this one is the key round in the game for my liking, right? Because FaZe Clan, they were starting out strong. They had a strong presence on that T side, and you know when FaZe Clan gets rolling, they can be a very dangerous beast on that T side. Look at this round. Right now, the big clan players, they're sent it over towards the A bomb side. As you can see over here, the entirety of FaZe Clan is going towards B. What's going to happen is, if we play it out here, Tizian is going to push in and he's going to die. So if you just stop it right here, look how much of a mess Shantaris is in right here. He's alone defending against 4 players coming in. Nico could even decide to go with them if he wanted to. He's not going to, but Shantaris is all by himself. What's going to happen now is Shantaris is going to kill 3 people. Again, this is not a 1 versus 4 clutch, but at the time of this game, when the score is 4-3 and Big Clan would have had to save after this round, this is the key moment of the game. Big Clan went on to win the following 2 or 3 rounds after this one as well, and we can move over to the point of view as well if you want to see how lovely it looks from Shantaris. A round like this from Shantaris, it's just fantastic. Tizian pushing in here, dying, a little bit unlucky with the flash, the timing. Maybe should have had that kill. Shantaris here all by himself. He needs at least 3 kills in order to keep this round alive. He gets the first, gets the second, and he also gets the third one to Cold Zero. That is just stellar done by Centauros. So the 1 versus 4, sure, that was a big round, but this one right here, to me, was the key round of the game. Had FaZe won this one, it would have been a 6-3 lead for FaZe Clan on the T side, and we could very well have seen Big Clan lose out, and maybe Dust 2 would have been the deciding map.
Yeah, I mean, we can only theorize, Maniac. If we went to Dust 2, who do you have at that point? You know, once we've crossed that third map threshold.
Ooh, I do believe that FaZe would have had the upper hand on this too. You know, if they had made it to that third map, if they had pushed Big out of the 2-0 possibility, it would have been a hard blow. It would have been a hard blow, no matter if it's online or whatever. The big guys, you know, they're in boot camp. They would have been disappointed. They would have felt like they missed the opportunity for Mirage. So, yeah, definitely FaZe had a chance. They really had a chance if you gone to Dust 2. So, props on Big being able to close that game.
Yes, props to them and props to many of the competitors. But it's not enough. We're going to take a look at the brackets and see what EU has to show for us, because we have moved along swiftly to what is a grand final. You look at it now in the big picture of things, and it seems like just yesterday, it was all good a week ago. G2 versus Big in a best of 5 with a map advantage for G2. What a weird timeline it is.
Yeah, I don't think any of us would have expected that, let's be honest. The fact that Big Clan have managed to play their way all the way through this grand final is just a stellar job by them. Just look at the run in the beginning of the upper bracket as well. They won that group, now bested FaZe Clan 2-0, did a very competitive loss, dare I say it, against G2 in the upper bracket final, went down to the lower bracket today. They 2-0 FaZe Clan, you know, and realistically speaking, they were by far the better team today, so they fully deserve going into that grand final. And let's be honest, nobody coming into this tournament would have expected Big to go this far. It's a team that you could even argue maybe or maybe not would have made it out of the group stage. Now they find themselves in a grand final, and as Kito said, this is probably the biggest game of his career, so all pressure on them.
All eyes on them as well. For G2, this is something that you've been watching. You've watched this game and you've thought to yourself, what, Maniac? What did you take away out of this victory from Big Clan if you're G2?
I think there are some very typical rounds coming out of Big. This is a team that is prepared. It is a team that is organized. They don't just, you know, run around and give headshots. They have a plan that they execute, and they have an idea, philosophy that is quite clear. If you're G2, you can use all of these demos to understand that plan, to understand that philosophy. Specifically nuke, I think the T side from Big, you can understand the logic behind it. I think you can counter it. And if you are G2 as opposed to FaZe, I think you have the protocols. I think you have the routines to put in place to, you know, come up with a counter plan. FaZe, they looked a little bit out of their depth, specifically on nuke, but I don't think G2 will fall into these same traps.
Yeah, and it's weird. You say, you know, we talk a little bit about recentering and kind of looking at the big picture and how you're going to strategize yourself. You know, the best way to do that is going over to esea.net/refrag. Now, let me tell you, this thing is serious. This tool is a beast, and it can give you just about everything that you need. Not only you, but you and your team. There's plenty of room, plenty of opportunity right there. I don't know that you two have had the opportunity to kind of mess around with it. Maybe you have, but either way, I'm sure you've seen the videos. Jacob, what's your take on the refrag?
I mean, it looks super, super cool, let's be honest. It looks like a tool that 5 years ago would have been a great tool for a lot of in-game leaders, for a lot of coaches. Today, it's still great, right? But it's just... It makes it so much easier to create tactics, makes it so much easier to go over a demo, and basically it makes everything more efficient when it comes to being a coach and when it comes to being one of those dudes who likes to sit down with a tool and just nerd it to the ground. So if you want to learn smokes, if you want to go over demos, if you want to, you know, you can even take a demo, for example. Me playing against Titan back in the good old days, put that demo in there, see how I own Maniac, and you know, point out all Maniac's mistakes. It's going to take you a few minutes and you figure it out. So it's just a great tool.
It's probably another one of these teams just sitting down playing with the tool. That's probably what happened over there.
Yeah, pretty much. Jacob and his tool. That is a I guess a book that's coming out soon. Jacob and the tools. Nonetheless, that's an interesting little science experiment that you brought up. A little bit of a project. We could put both of you in the server together on refrag playing against one another. I think that's kind of cool, actually. So perhaps somebody that is nerdy enough out there to do that and recreate one of those games, by all means, go for it. We're going to go ahead and head to a break here in just a second. I just want to get some last thoughts out of you guys before we head into what is the next game of the day, the next 2 games of the day. And when I look at it, it's Liquid Cloud9 and then the 100 Thieves will play the winner of that game. So any favorites out front?
Well, if Liquid had breakfast, I think they'd be my favorites.
I think they did. I think they did. Liquid is going to smash the hell out of Cloud9 in a second.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were going to say there, but of course, we keep it PG, sometimes 13, sometimes rated R around here. You don't really know what you're going to get in this bag of tricks, but what we do know is that life is like a box of chocolates, and we know what we're going to get now in the grand finals. It's going to be Big taking on G2. We're going to go to a break, an extended one at that. We come back with these 2 following series here at the DreamHack Masters Spring of 2020.
ESCA are bringing new and improved tools to Insider to help you get your game on the level of the pros. I'll quickly mention 3 of the main systems. The first is